All right. All right. What is good, everybody? It is your boy Lincoln Clay, the godfather of gaming, the ageless wonder, coming back at you with a midweek podcast. Reclaimer, what is up? What's going on? You guys know what to do. Hit the bell icon, hit the like button. The rest will take care of itself. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. And wow, what a heat up these last couple of days. I mean, I've been taking my notes, and and I could have waited till Sunday and talked about this stuff Sunday morning, live from Wakanda. Reese the Beast, what is up? What's good with you? Simply Deep, what up? What up? But yeah, I mean the last 72 hours has just been, whew, I mean the gaming world has just been on fire with all the shit people been talking about. But before I get into those subjects, I want to start out by giving a shout out to Sick Humor, to Craig Harris, and to OBJ the Don, as they all went live today and provided content, and it helped me get through my day, made the day a lot faster. So shout out to those cats. I really appreciate it. And so, shout out to King Thrash too, because he put out a video yesterday, which was a really good video talking about Xbox and what they had been planning from the get-go. So it was a really good video from King Thrash. So y'all check that out. I'm sure a lot of y'all have checked it out already, but for those of you who didn't, if you haven't seen King Thrash's latest video, go check that out. Really good video. Ice Queen Gaming, how are you? Sarah's is great. What is up? And Arian Drake, what is up? What's good with you? So, what's up, Blue? What's going on with you? One thing about me that sometimes I don't like it, sometimes it's a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing, is that sometimes when I'm not looking for shit, I don't see it. And sometimes that can be a good thing, sometimes that can be a bad thing. And so in the case of this first subject, I can't believe that I just let it fly right over my head. But this situation with Crackdown 3, J-Tech, J-Tech was saying that, he said that Microsoft put the destructible environment into the multiplayer to force you to get Xbox Live in order to play it, in order to see it. And if I would have been looking for that, I would have seen it, but I wasn't looking for it. So it never dawned on me. Because I was so busy looking at Microsoft about all the delays that was going on with this game. And then, just trying to speculate on whether the game was going to get canceled, or if it didn't get canceled, when was it going to come out? What would be Microsoft's reasons for following through with this game? Because it had been delayed so many times that it got delayed. I will say this. I did see this. The game got delayed so many times that I was like, they probably should go ahead and cancel it, because with this many delays and all the different reasons that Microsoft was given for the delays, because the game needs more polish, or when they came out and issued a public ultimatum to the development team, like this is their last chance, that kind of shit. When it gets to that kind of stuff, it's not good. That is not a good situation. So I called it. Hold on, folks. I saw that coming from a mile away, that Crackdown was not going to be a good game. But I didn't see the part about the multiplayer. The way they set that up was to force everybody to, pay for Xbox Live in order to see this so-called destructible environment. Garuda Legends, please don't uppercut me into another dimension. Oh, shoot. As big as you is, you 6'2", 6 feet, 230. They need to be watching out for you, not me. But with Sea of Thieves and State of Decay, those games were obvious. You couldn't miss that because the games had no campaign. So it was obvious that, the purpose of those games was to, be multiplayer. And so you knew that was obvious. It stuck out like a sore thumb. I'm going to get to that, Mr. Righteous Fish. So, with Sea of Thieves and State of Decay, it was obvious those games were to sell Xbox Live and Game Pass, as far as that goes, to get you to pay for 2 subscriptions. That was so obvious because those games had no campaign. But because Crackdown 3 was supposed to have a campaign and all the delays that was going on and all the crazy shit, what was so obvious, I didn't even really pay attention to it until somebody else said it. So we know by now, and King Thrash's video exposed it too. Microsoft's goal is to sell Game Pass and Xbox Live. They don't give 2 shits about the console anymore. And I'm not even, I still think they don't care about the games, because I still feel like these studios that they picked up were all bootleg studios that haven't put out shit in a while, or they was damn near about to go bankrupt, and Microsoft caught them in a vulnerable position. So I still think that moving forward, what's up, Sick? What's going on, man? Shout out to you for for going live today and putting out content and helping me get through my day. I really appreciate it, partner. So yeah, I lost my train of thought for a second, but yeah, Microsoft's goal was to sell Xbox Live. That's become pretty obvious. So that's where I think Sony might be copying Microsoft, because it's supposed to have came out. Sick, what is up? Sick, what's going on? Cray Harris, what's up? So I think in the case of Sony, with them saying that they're going to focus more on multiplayer and saying stuff like they're going to put out less games with better quality, focus more on multiplayer, they are trying to sell the PlayStation Plus membership. Not necessarily that I think that's a bad thing, but I think that's where they are copying Microsoft. When you stop and think about that for a second, they're going to focus more on multiplayer games. And like currently the way the PlayStation is set up right now, you don't need PlayStation Plus in order to have fun on the console. Because all these blockbuster hits they put out, Spider-Man and the God of War, those games, in Detroit Become Human, those are all great games, and you don't need PlayStation Plus to enjoy those games. But if those games had a multiplayer, it would definitely add replay value to those games. It would add longevity to those games. Yeah, they definitely have the story games down pat. But Sick. But what I was saying is, like, games like God of War, Spider-Man, Detroit Become Human. How many more PlayStation Plus memberships would those games have sold if they had multiplayer? So yeah, we do. We do know that Sony is lacking in the multiplayer department. I mean, they do got a couple of games with GT Sport and MLB The Show, and the Uncharted had a multiplayer. But if they're going to be focusing more on it, that's going to sell a lot more PlayStation Plus membership. Now think about that. By now, the PlayStation has probably got to be sitting on about 94 million, 95 million, maybe 96 million. But they only got about 30-something million PlayStation Plus memberships out there. How many more memberships would they have sold if, like I said, those games that I mentioned would have had a multiplayer to them? No, yeah, you're absolutely right. Thug Nasty said, I got to be real on this one, Lincoln. If Sony drops a multiplayer game like a new SOCOM or Resistance and it's on par with Horizon or Uncharted, no one will complain. Shit, now, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not making it sound like they're bad that if they go the same route as Microsoft and add multiplayer so they can drive up memberships of PlayStation Plus. If they do that and they still maintain the quality of the single player game, shit, that's a knockout the park. I mean, a lot of us already got PlayStation Plus anyway. So, so if they keep making these blockbuster story-driven games and add a multiplayer to it, I mean, shit, that's a slam dunk. I mean, that's why The Last of Us is still such a great game to me. A great story, a riveting story, a story that kept you, invested. Stardust and Sarah, what's up? But then once the story was all done, you hop right on over to the multiplayer. And even though that's a last gen title, I still enjoy the multiplayer. I haven't played it that much lately, but I still enjoy the multiplayer. It's a good multiplayer. And you say Garuda GT Sport is lit. The Corvette I have is just too fast. When I hit 190, I can't handle the car. Hey, you better learn to get some skills, man. Truth of the matter, Garuda, with GT Sport, when I do races now, I like doing races with the race cars, with the pure race cars, because you can get away with making a little bit of a mistake with those cars because they handle so great and they brake so great. With the production cars, if you make a little bit of a mistake, you fucked. If you lose control of one of them production cars or you hit the brakes too late, so you going off the road. No, yeah, Thug Nasty, they definitely ain't going to add abandoned ship, but I think they see how much. I think they see how much more potential, how much more money they could have made if these titles, these blockbuster titles that we got over the past couple of years had multiplayer. Shit, I think at the very least they probably could have had at least 10 million more PlayStation Plus memberships sold if those games would have had a multiplayer. Yeah, Matador, seeing the SOCOM make a comeback, definitely. Shit, not only did I say that I would love to see SOCOM come back, I was hoping that that's one of the AAA titles that they were gonna, do VR for, because they did say we're gonna get bigger and better experiences in VR. And what that means, my interpretation of that is that we're gonna see more AAA experience and possibly more VR multiplayer experience. So, excuse me. So with Guerrilla Games, yeah, you just right there, you just beat me to it right there. Matador saying Guerrilla making a new SOCOM. With Guerrilla Games bringing in some people from the Rainbow Six team, one of the things that I had speculated on that maybe they're making another Killzone, and it could possibly in the multiplayer would be a VR mode, which would be a slam dunk for me because I do like the Killzone franchise. I didn't play Killzone 3. I didn't really care for that much, but Killzone 2 that was on the PS3 is one of my all-time favorite games. Blue said, nah, don't add multiplayer where it doesn't belong. Make some multiplayer-centric titles instead. See, that's the thing about it, though. Like, Blue, from what we seeing with Black Ops, I don't know if that would be a good idea if they would make a multiplayer-only game, especially if they're going to charge $60 for it. I mean, if they make a multiplayer only game and it's gonna be $60, that shit better be fire. As much as I like what Sony's doing this generation, if they make that kind of a game, I'm gonna be apprehensive about it. I'm not just gonna jump up and hand them $60. No, I mean, I'd have to try the game first. $60, matter of fact, I don't know. I think Sony could face some backlash if they give us less story-driven games and give us more multiplayer games. I think they might face a little bit of backlash if these multiplayer games are multiplayer only with no campaign. Thug Nasty, I do believe Guerrilla Games hired some of them, but I don't know if they hired the whole team. But when I heard that they hired some of them, my speculation right out of the back was that they might be working on a new Killzone game, and I was just like, throwing wishful thinking in there, hoping that it would come to VR as well. Because I definitely like the multiplayer of Killzone, and I would love to see that in VR. SOCOM shit. Yeah, you're right about that, Sick. If Sony sneeze, they'll get backlash. Shit. SOCOM in VR? If Sony did that, no way for them to avoid backlash. A lot of people wait to say anything about Sony. And Blue, you said don't do multiplayer. Got no time for those and one and done, VR trash. You know what? I will say this, Blue. I do hope that when Sony said bigger and better VR experiences, I do hope multiplayer is part of it. Because I would love to have more games like Firewall. Yeah, Christopher Hart. That's what I think. I think it's a given next generation that Sony's going to do some kind of first-person shooter in VR, and I think it's going to be on a AAA level. The question is whether it's going to be like Firewall 2, like a Firewall Part 2, or is if they do SOCOM or a Killzone. But I do think, next generation Sony is going to have some kind of multiplayer AAA VR experience, VR multiplayer. I feel it in my bones. I think it's definitely coming. And whatever it would probably be a day one for me. Like how many times you guys heard me say it about GT Sport? The VR on there. If it was VR multiplayer, I swear to God, I probably might not play nothing else on VR. If they had a multiplayer, VR multiplayer for GT Sport, that would be a slam dunk. And I think we're going to see that next generation. So you give me GT Sport. What up, Lay? You give me GT Sport multiplayer in VR, and you give me a first-person shooter like a SOCOM in VR, that's it. I'm done. I wouldn't need nothing else. I'm still going to scoop up the single-player games because I still love those games, those story-driven games. I would love that. But I think, Christopher Hart, all Sony has to do is make an action first-person shooter with multiplayer, story co-op, team death match experience, and they officially shut it down and for next gen VR. What if you get a game like SOCOM that had all of that? What if you get a game like SOCOM that has a campaign, has a co-op mode, has a multiplayer mode to it, and a VR multiplayer? Same thing, like Ace Combat 7. Multiplayer on that? Shit. Multiplayer, VR multiplayer? Shit. God, imagine how many VRs they would sell. Imagine how many more VRs they would sell. And imagine how many more PlayStation Plus memberships they would sell. Because that's still where I'm getting at. Is because I think Sony, I don't want to say that Sony probably feel like they lost out on a lot of money from the PlayStation Plus memberships. I think they saw the potential of how much money could have been made. Because if you got, I don't know. I mean, Microsoft, people speculating that they got like 40 million Xboxes out there. And you got to figure at least 3/4, 3 out of 4 people got Xbox Live because it's almost nothing you could play on there without, Xbox Live. It's just not too many single player games. Microsoft shows the fuck don't got any single player games except Super Lucky's Tale. I mean, I think that's the only single player game that Microsoft introduced in the past, past year and a half or whatever. Ever since what's up, Mr. Pyle? Yeah, but I think the majority of the people that have Xboxes have Xbox Live. So I think if if Sony introduces more multiplayer games, they definitely going to sell more PlayStation Plus memberships. No question about it. Thug Nasty, you said Sean said they are wanting to make the next GTA Online, COD, or Fortnite. Them niggas thinking big on this multiplayer tip. Hell, Xbox 360 was the last samurai for great multiplayer exclusives. You said the problem with that is there aren't 40 million independent Xbox owners. There are multiple console buyers. This is true, but well, you know what? The point I'm trying to make, Sick, is whether it's 40 million Xboxes out there or whether it's 4 million Xboxes out there. The majority of those people do have Xbox Live because it's just not a lot of shit you can do without Xbox Live. That's the way they put it out there. Yeah, people say they share Gamepass and Xbox Live. He said, don't get me wrong, The Last of Us multiplayer is great. Shit, I love The Last of Us multiplayer. I need to do more of those streams. Yeah, sure. Those 40 million Xbox owners are you know what? Mr. Powell, Lincoln, what do you think about Xbox One having the best stable version of Crackdown 3? If the Xbox One version, because the only other versions out there of Crackdown 3 is the Xbox One S, which is a dog shit console. I never should have bought that shit, but I did. In PC. And if the Xbox One X version runs better than PC, then that I think that definitely speaks to the lack of talent the development team has, where the best version of a game is supposed to be on PC, and I'm led to believe that that's supposed to be the easiest version to develop because you don't have to convert it to a console. So if you can make a console version that you had to convert look better than than the PC version, then shit, that don't say a lot of great things about your development team. You know what? Sick is making a good point about the 40 million people that have Xboxes are multiple console owners. Think about this for a second, though. How many less Xboxes would there be out there if Sony did have more multiplayer games? Because everybody keep on talking that they buy Xbox for the third party and the multiplats and that kind of shit. How many less Xboxes would be out there if Sony did have more multiplayer games? Ryo Hayabusa, what is up? Nolty Man, I'm going to switch to PS4. You are one smart dude. Hey, Players United, you said I had PlayStation Plus, but I use it for the discounts. Hey, that just triggered a verse in my head from Six PlayStation Plus podcast song where he says, Sony, I can't take, with those sales, I can't take another year. Man, Sony be killing us with the damn flash sales. They be breaking everybody's head open. Lincoln, go back and go look at Crackdown 3 video on PC and on Xbox One X, and you tell me which one is better. I haven't seen either. All right, I'll check it out. Materazzi, only the name Scalebound is abandoned. The original asset is still owned by Microsoft. That's what I heard. What's up, Lincoln? What's going on? What's going on? You know, I'm gonna get to that Scalebound thing here in a minute. Yeah, Christopher Hart, like it seemed like just wait till Steam sales. Man, I probably say, you know, Christopher Hart and Ryu Hayabusa, between Sony and the flash sales and all the cheap shit that you see at Steam, that shit, like, both of them trying to break my damn head open and try to take all my damn money. I mean, I haven't even scratched the surface of what's at Steam, you know. And while we're on the subject of Steam, my son played my gaming PC the whole week. He didn't want to go home. He didn't want to go home last night. He wanted to stay. And I think that my son is getting ready to try to drop hints on me that he wants a gaming PC. And I could tell by the way he was playing my gaming PC this past weekend, he would gladly give up his Xbox One X for a gaming PC. No doubt in my mind. And so with that being said, I can truly say that the Xbox One S that I own and the Xbox One X that my son has will be the last Xbox consoles purchased by me. Because now that I have this gaming PC, there's definitely no reason for me to own an Xbox. If it wasn't for the share feature, as soon as I bought that PC, if it wasn't for the share feature, I would have went ahead and sold my Xbox One S. I think you could play 360 games in 4K. Is that what somebody spent $500 for, Mr. Pyle? Is that what somebody spent $500 for on a console to play 360 games in 4K? Are you kidding me? And Christopher Hart, it has crossed my mind. I mean, I know I'm going to eventually get my son a gaming PC. That's why I already know that we are completely done with Xbox. I already know, because my son going to start dropping hints on me. I don't know if I'm going to spend $1,300-$1,400 on a PC for him, but I know me. I'm going to end up getting my son a PC, and I'll probably say when I finally do get my son a gaming PC, I'm just gonna cut our losses, and I'm gonna take his Xbox One X, and I'm gonna take my Xbox One S, and I'm gonna sell them both, and that's gonna be it. And my hands will be washed with Microsoft. With the Play Anywhere shit, there ain't no reason. And oh my god, my son was playing Gears of War 4 on the PC, and I was playing Gears of War 4 with him on my Xbox One S. And that shit looked horrible. I'm beginning to think they should have never even made the Xbox One S. Those colors look washed out. The edges look rough. The HDR to me wasn't good. It just looked like it looked to me like the Xbox One S, all it was trying to do was mask how horrible of a console that the Xbox One was. So said Phil Spencer did promise 60. Maybe he was talking about the PC, because I got 60 out of it on the PC. Uncompetitive, what's up? There you go. There you go, player. He kept his promise on PC. You're gonna get 60 frames on the PC. But the 4K Blu-ray though, shit. I think who was it? Samsung ain't gonna make any more. Was it Blu-ray players or 4K players in America? I think they're not gonna make any more in America. I mean, not to mention that you know you know the 4K player in the Xbox One X, I only used it once. I haven't even bothered trying the 4K player in my Xbox One S because I already know it's probably some cheap garbage. So I haven't even, I haven't even bothered to try it. Support gaming, what is up? But yeah, I got off the tracks though. But I know Sony, they sold 96 million units, and they had to be thinking in the back of their mind how much more money they could have made if they would have been able to find more ways to sell the PlayStation Plus podcast. I mean, the goddamn the PlayStation Plus memberships. I know Sony had to be thinking how much more money they could have made if they could have got at least half of those people to subscribe to PlayStation Plus. Now, don't get me wrong, that is such a great thing that Sony did, where you don't need PlayStation Plus. As a matter of fact, what's up, Carlos? You know what? In my Live from WakandaCon podcast, one of the things that I forgot to mention, because we was a little bit pressed for time, because once Sick went live, I had to hurry up and get off. But I went into the PlayStation store and into the free-to-play section, and I counted 66 free-to-play games in the free-to-play section at the PlayStation store. These are 66 games that you do not need PlayStation Plus for, whether it's single player or multiplayer. 66 games. And then you got the single player games that they came out with the past couple of years. So with that being said, with games like God of War, Spider-Man, Detroit Become Human, along with all those free-to-play games, you can still have the time of your life on a PlayStation without needing PlayStation Plus memberships. And that's a great thing. But still, I'll still believe that Sony had to be thinking in the back of their heads how much more money they could have made if half, 70, 75% of PlayStation owners had PlayStation Plus. You said if you buy PC, Microsoft wins. Well, hey, Christopher Hart, I've been looking to get a gaming PC for a while. Kiss Smooth need to stop damage control and Skip Bayless. Kiss Smooth just need a hug. That's his problem. He just need a hug. Spartan God, Detroit Become Human is a great game. And yeah, you're right. You're right, Sick. PlayStation, PS4 is for the players, not the payers. I agree. And I still think Sony is going to continue to deliver a lot of free-to-play game that's not going to require PlayStation Plus to play them. But I still think that they're going to be making more multiplayer games with the intent of trying to drive up, PlayStation Plus memberships, which I don't have a problem with that, because if they deliver the kind of experiences that I'm hoping for VR anyway, I'm going to need a PlayStation Plus membership for that anyway. To me, if they do, GT Sport online multiplayer in VR, that alone is worth the cost of admission to me. I got the Carlos. Let me check them out right now, because I got the tweet from you. Let me check it out real quick. The Letdown 2K16 on the HDR, on a non-HDR monitor. Here's another one with a different angle, all on high preset with all textures on high settings as well. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty big. That's a pretty sharp picture. You know, with your settings on high. Okay. Sick Humor, if you happen to be listening. Spartan God says, Lincoln, would you inform Sick Humor that I was hidden from his channel for no reason? And would you mind unhiding him? He said, your PlayStation Plus is paid up for the next 8 years. Good God. Hey, but they keep having sales with that too. Support gaming. Sony PlayStation need a killer exclusive multiplayer. Most of the games have been single player oriented. Hey, but you know they keep selling MLB The Show year after year, and they keep doing pretty good with the GT franchise. So to me, they don't need a shitload of multiplayers. If they want to add a couple, that's cool, but they don't need to add. They don't need to try to match Microsoft blow. Well, Microsoft ain't got shit, so I ain't gonna say they need to try to match Microsoft blow for blow. But if they want to throw a couple of more multiplayers in there, that'd be fine with me. Especially if they're gonna be VR multiplayer. Shit, I won't have a problem with that at all. You said yours is good till June 2020. Um, Spartan God Sick wants to know who hidden by who, and he said, yeah, he can't see you. He can't see any in your comments. So yeah, who was he hidden by, or who were you hidden by? Ice Queen Gaming said it wasn't her. Matador said, who did that to my hermano? Spartan God sick Spartan God also says he was demodded as well. Mr. Pyle, you said Devil May Cry 5 runs better on base PS4 than X. I wouldn't be surprised. It said Mr. Pyle did it, and then Garuda timed me out. That's from Spartan God. He said Mr. Pyle did it, and then Garuda timed me out. It says that I need to make some more people mods. You know what? People have said that to me before. I'm fine with the mods that I have. Yeah, Sick, Craig, Thrash, and I think Ryan. They are mods, and I don't want to go any more than that because I don't want anybody in the comment section getting into their personal squabbles and then somebody get banned or timed out or hidden from the channel over something that's going on between them. And then messages get to me third hand the way they reaching Sick third hand. Messages get to me third hand, and then I gotta go back, and clean the mess up. The people that I have as mods right now, they don't get into personal squabbles with anybody in my comment section. So, I'm just fine with the mods that I have. Uncompetitive. I thought Samsung was making no more 4K drives in the US, Blu-ray drives in the US because Microsoft had not renewed their order. The plan being to sell out S and X and make a disc list, 2 terabyte Xbox One E. Hey, that very well could be, because I think when I heard, I can't remember where I heard it from, but they didn't really pinpoint to one solid reason as to why Samsung isn't going to make any more Blu-ray drives. They just said they ain't going to make them anymore in the US. So Impatient Fire, what is up? Okay, but I think we've been on this subject long enough about the Sony copy of Microsoft. I guess I can admit it drew y'all in a little bit, but I still think it follows the Microsoft pattern a little bit, that they're gonna put out more multiplayer games with the intent of selling more PlayStation Plus memberships, which I don't have a problem with, because I still believe that Sony quality is going to be in the multiplayer games that same TLC, that same love that they put into the single player games. I think they're going to put it in the multiplayer games. And if they, and you know, when they say they're going to focus a little more on multiplayer games, I hope that means VR as well. So with that being said, no, I don't have a problem with it. And if I'm already paying for Xbox, PlayStation Plus anyway, why would I get mad if they're going to put more multiplayer games out there? So let's move on to this Scalebound to the Switch outrage. I find that rather interesting that everybody is blowing the fuck up over this Scalebound possibly going to the Switch. I personally feel like if anybody is mad at Microsoft for Scalebound going to the Switch, then you were never a Scalebound fan. Because if it goes to the Switch, you still have an option to play it. Although it may be on weaker hardware, you still have an option to play it if it goes to the Switch. So if you're going to get mad at Microsoft for letting Scalebound go to the Switch, if you're going to get mad at Microsoft over that, then you weren't mad that Scalebound got canceled. You mad that Microsoft canceled another game, and it was another L for them. That had nothing to do with them canceling a game that you really liked. It's just a simple fact that they let another game get canceled. So when it was first announced that Scalebound was canceled and people was getting mad, okay, well, you know, whatever, you know. Well, let me try to put it this way. Let's say Sony decides to let their MLB contract run out with Major League Baseball. Let's say they don't renew it, and then they stop making baseball games. I'm going to be disappointed a little bit, but I'm not going to throw a fucking fit over it, because I know that by them letting go of that MLB license, that gives other people an opportunity to come in and make baseball games. So if Sony were to quit making MLB The Show, yes, I would be disappointed. But if the game was to turn up on the Nintendo Switch, I wouldn't get mad. That would probably be the game that pretty much guarantees that I would get up and go buy a Nintendo Switch. If they were to put MLB The Show on the Switch, I wouldn't be mad, because it's still out there. It's still an option to play the game. Spartan God, it says, did Sick unhype yet? I do not know. I'm not sure. He hasn't said anything in a while, so I'm not even sure if he's still in this, if he's still in the comments section. The one named Shadow, Scalebound is probably going to sell like gangbusters on the Switch. I agree. And like I said, if anybody's mad at Microsoft because it's going to the Switch, then you weren't a Scalebound fan. You were mad because Microsoft took another L by letting a game get away. You're not mad that Microsoft canceled Scalebound. You're mad that Microsoft canceled a game. Mr. Pio, according to Sick, it says Mr. Pio may have to unhide Spartan God. Right there, Reclaimer. You said I'll buy a Switch if that Scalebound rumor is true, because I haven't been interested in buying a Switch because of his lineup of games. So, like I just said right there, if Sony stopped making baseball games and MLB The Show were to turn up on the Switch, I would buy a Switch. Stuff like that is why exclusives matter, because I would buy a Switch if MLB The Show turned up on the Switch and Sony stopped making it. You know, okay, so Sony stops making MLB The Show, and we don't got any baseball game out there. So I go maybe 2-3 years without seeing a baseball game, and then the Nintendo Switch pops up with a baseball game, whether it's RBI baseball, MLB The Show, whatever the fuck they want to call it. If it's a pure, true baseball game, I'm going to buy a Switch. I'm not gonna look back and get mad at Sony for something that they let get away 3 years ago. I'm gonna be glad that I still have an option to play it, and I'm gonna go buy a Nintendo Switch to play it. Entertainment Wizard, Scalebound on Switch, day one. See, to me, that's the attitude you're supposed to have. You can still play the game. You know, so I think some of this outrage that I'm seeing about Switch going, you know, Scalebound going to the Switch is fake. What are you getting mad for? If you really, really like Scalebound, especially with these Xbox, when they claimed it, you know, because of how shitty State of Decay looked and stuff like that, now all of a sudden all this power don't matter. It's about the fun factor and all this kind of shit. So if the game looked like dog shit in it and all that power you got don't matter anymore, then why be mad that it's going to the Switch? Especially if it's still a fun game, why be mad? You still got an option to play it. So I think with these, so the moral of the story is, I think that every time Xbox takes an L, I think the Xbox treat it like a PlayStation victory. Like we just gave Sony another victory. We just gave the ponies another victory. I mean, the Xbox was just hollering all that Japanese shit, you know, a couple of months ago that they want to see more, you know, Japanese games, whoop-de-whoop and all this kind of shit. Well, you still got your option. Go get a Nintendo Switch when the shit come out. Players United. I'm glad Scalebound is Switchbound. Support gaming is great news for people who are interested in Scalebound. Will get a chance to play it regardless of what platform is it. Exactly. But if you really like Scalebound, you're gonna play the game no matter what platform it's on. So to get mad that Microsoft that it's not gonna be on the Xbox, then you weren't a Scalebound fan. You just mad that Microsoft let another game get away, and you're treating it like it's another victory for the ponies. It's another reason for the ponies to laugh in Microsoft's face. Because, like, you know, most of the time the ponies are playing their own games, but I guess they do occasionally take a minute to laugh at Microsoft every now and then. Whenever they take a break from playing the games and their massive backlogs, I guess they do take a minute to laugh at Microsoft. And I think that's the way the Xbox is treating it. That, you know, they sitting there laughing at Microsoft because they're like, that shit is a joke over there. I mean, Christopher Hart, you said if Xbox really think this is a Sony victory, it's just being salty as fuck. They are. The fact that they getting upset that Scalebound is going to another platform makes them salty. So, you know, Mod Razi, I'm just treating this, you know, like I'm just hypothetically speaking. I don't know if it's going to go to the Switch, but I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if it does go to the Switch, why would Xbox people be mad? If you really like Scalebound, why would you be mad? Because it's still, the game is still out there for you to play. You just got to go to a different platform to do it. But I guess now it's starting to come out that Microsoft did not renew the trademark on Scalebound. So that's enough to tell you right there. If that part is true, that's enough to tell you right there. They was not going to fuck with Scalebound. They wasn't going to bring this shit back. So at the most, Scalebound will be remade with no original assets. Means it will look totally different. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it looks like shit. But according to the Xbox, looks ain't everything. First it was, but then after seeing that dog shit State of Decay and the less than impressive Crackdown 3, all of a sudden power don't matter no more. It's all about the fun factor. So if you are a person that likes Scalebound and you truly believe this rhetoric you spitting that it's all about the fun now and not the looks anymore, then you shouldn't have a problem with the game going to the Nintendo Switch because you still have an option to play it. I'll be the first one to tell you that if MLB The Show, if Sony drops that game and don't make it anymore, and it turned up 3 years later on the Nintendo Switch, I already know the shit gonna be downgraded. But if they still keep the same gameplay and that kind of shit, I'm good. I'm going to pick that Switch up. Reclaimer, but like you said you still pissed at Phil Spencer for originally canceling Scalebound. Okay, but now that it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, are you happy that you'll still get a chance to play the game, or you pissed that Microsoft let somebody else pick it up if that's the case? Gunther, what's going on? You said I'm a console guy and I have about 13. If there's a game that I want to play or try, have heard of, that's awesome, then I'll get it, get that system to play it. Exactly. If you want to play a game bad enough, you'll buy that platform, you'll buy that console if you want to play the game bad enough. When I bought my very first original Xbox, the OG Xbox, I bought that to play Shenmue because the Dreamcast was shut down. And when Shenmue 2 came out, it was only available on the Xbox. So I got up at 2 in the morning and went to Myers and bought an Xbox at 2 in the morning with that big ugly ass Duke controller. But I wanted to play Shenmue that bad that I got up in the middle of the night and went and bought an Xbox. El Matador, he said, I'm good since I got all console, but no PC. Well, I'm not going to try to, push you in that direction of PC. But I will say that I'm very happy. I'm very happy with my gaming PC. Even though I haven't had much time with it, I'm still very, very, very happy with that purchase. And I can say moving forward that, all my the majority of my third party purchases are going to be on the PC. The only way I'll make an exception to it if like a good amount of my friends say, hey, let's all get it on the PlayStation or some shit like that. But if I'm getting a third party game for myself, it's going to be on PC. It is what it is. I still love the PlayStation, and especially when it comes to VR, the PlayStation VR is still going to be my number one platform. But I'm still getting that Oculus. It's just covering the bases on on my entertainment. So I'll have a device on every got an Xbox, got a PlayStation, got a PC. I don't need to buy a Switch because my son has one. Spartan guy, you said I should have gotten an Xbox One S and a PlayStation 4 Pro in 2016 instead of having a PC Pro and Switch. No, you shouldn't have bought that goddamn Xbox One S because I'm basically suffering from buyer's remorse for that shit. The only reason I bought that shit because I wanted to call myself gaming in some kind of 4K HDR, and the shit kind of looks bad. I mean, like, seeing Gears of War 4 on the Xbox One X or PC, and then seeing it on the S, that this shit don't look very good on the S. It just don't. Now Jamal King, you said I've already finished Shenmue HD 1 and 2. Now I'm ready for Shenmue 3. I will tell you this: if Shenmue 3 were to come out on the Nintendo Switch, I would not buy a Switch for myself, but I would still buy the game and would just use my son's Nintendo Switch to play the game. So hey, with that being said, if I decide I want to fuck, if Scalebound comes to the Switch and I decide I want to fuck with it, then I buy it. Simple as that. Spark, you said your PC broke last month and you considering getting an S. Man, what are you doing? That's almost like saying your Ferrari broke and now you're about to go ahead and buy a Chevy Cavalier. I mean, that's backwards as fuck, man. Spark guy, you my dude, man. I love you. But to replace a PC with an Xbox One S, man, what are you smoking? Replacing the PC with an S. Oh shit. Hey, Spartan God, I got a 2-year warranty on my PC, and the shit even covers accidental fuck ups. So if something happened with my PC, I'm just gonna take it right back to Best Buy and get another one. Simple as that. Case closed. I got the Pro though, and I definitely love that. You said he must have had an e-machine, right? Damn. I can definitely laugh at that because the first laptop. No. My first laptop that I ever bought was a. Damn. I think the first laptop I ever bought. God damn, that was so long ago. I want to say it might have been a Dell, but the shit crashed on me because I remember a long time ago when that American got caught by Iraqis over in Iraq during the time during that Desert Storm shit, and they cut his head off. I was checking that video out, and it caused my laptop to go out. So I took it back to Best Buy because it was under warranty, and they said go get another one, and they didn't have any more. So I just said, let me get this e-machines in place of it. So yeah, I had an e-machine, so I can laugh at that and say it must have been an e-machines. Oh shit. Oh man. Said the S ain't worth shit. They won't replace that. They'll say if you don't want it, throw it in the trash. Hey, like Christopher Hart, I should have just kept my standard Xbox One instead of buying an S. I bought the S, and in my standard Xbox One, I gave it to my nephew, and I'm definitely suffering from buyer's remorse. I mean, the only good thing about this shit is that I caught it on sale for $250, and it came with a copy of Battlefield 5. So it wasn't too hard of a hit. You know what I mean? It ain't like I spent $400 or $500 like some people did on the Xbox One X. But type 1 in the chat if y'all have a PC. Hey, starting with me, I got a PC. I'm part of the PC master race now. So I believe that I can truly brag about 4K 60. I can truly say that I have 4K 60 now. I won't say console peasants, but I will say Xbox peasants. I truly have a machine where I can call them Xbox peasants. I have the caviar of gaming devices now. Spartan guys, they're all peasants. Hey, look, I still love my PlayStation Pro. They still have compelling exclusives. They still give you a reason to purchase that console. Therefore, I'm not going to call them console peasants because I'm still part of that community. I'm just in two communities now. I'm in the PlayStation community and I'm in the PC community now. But I will say Xbox peasants. Xbox peasants. X-Thoughts peasants. Sea of Thieves peasants. Crackdown 3 peasants. Skyfall Gaming. You said how much was my PC? My PC, I got it was on sale. It was $100 off. I paid $1,300 for it. And so to give you Jay Fields, you said, oh wow. Ruben, you said Xbox the best. What, the best at no games? Yeah, Skyfall, to give you a quick rundown on this, what my PC has. It's got a 240 gig solid state drive, a 2 terabyte hard drive, a Ryzen 7 series CPUs, a 2700X processor. It has a GeForce RTX 2070 graphics card, 16 gigs of RAM. So everybody that chimed in on my PC said that, for a pre-built PC, I got a pretty good PC. So I'm definitely happy with it, and my son just cannot get enough of it, and I know he can't wait to come back this weekend. And like I said, I know good price considering RTX 2080 Ti is going for $1,500 alone. Shit. Damn. Yeah, definitely. When I get done with this podcast, I'm gonna fire up the PC and go through the Steam store and look for some games. They got a ton of free shit over there too. My son is thoroughly enjoying that Counter-Strike as well. And matter of fact, something that I didn't think would happen is that my son is getting used to mouse and keyboard, and he's actually starting to like it. So he found that to be pretty challenging to play Counter-Strike using mouse and keyboard. He was actually enjoying it, and he was holding his own. But you know how these kids is, man. These kids is good at video games. Like with me being 51 years old, man, the average 14-year-old kid will beat the shit out of me in just about any video game. El Matador said, how much you paid for your PC? I paid $1,300 for it, El Matador. And again, just like I was saying before, it's 240 gig solid state drive, 2 terabyte hard drive, and I've got a 5 terabyte external hard drive that I'm going to hook up to it. 16 gigs of RAM, a Ryzen 7 series 2700X processor CPU, and a GeForce RTX 2070 graphics card. So Donovan the Gamer, I keep hearing that. It says, why don't you go ahead and get Metro Exodus on the Epic Game Store? That game looks absolutely amazing. Now, look, can somebody answer me something? Because I think I heard Sick talking about this on one of his podcasts. Now, if I join the Discord link, and all right, definitely, Sick. Speaking of which, while you in here, Sick, can anybody answer this question for me? If I download put the Epic Store on my PC, will it compromise the Steam store on my PC? Will I have problems? Because that was like one of the reasons why I was holding off getting Metro. But I guess at some point I'm going to have to address the Epic Store anyway, because when I bought my PC, I got a free code. I got a free Division 2 code, pre-order code. So I get the game free when it comes out. So, okay, the Steam store won't be compromised. All right, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and get that. I'm going to go ahead and scoop up that Metro then. Because Craig was saying the shit looked just like absolutely amazing. Spartan Guy, you say, so you just have to keep both launchers open. That's the other thing, Ryu Hayabusa. I don't, I have Origin, Steam, you play it Epic. All right, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and scoop up all that shit because I was going to go ahead and break down and drop to $5 a month. He said they automatically sit in the tray. All right. I was going to go ahead and break down and get the EA Origins, for $5 a month or whatever. Just go ahead and fuck it, Spartan Guy, you said 29 subs away from 500. Yeah, I've been kind of monitoring that. The channel's grown at a slow burn, but it's still growing, and I definitely want to thank everybody. And it shows too. I think it shows too because there's 45 people watching right now, and I think the most I've ever had watching at one time was maybe like 53 people or something like that. So to get pretty close to that, this is a Discord link. Hold on. So let me open that window right now and keep it open. All right. The Sick Brigade, 709, 69 members. All right. I will be joining the Discord. I'll do that after I finish this podcast, which I ain't going to be on much longer. But, real quick, I'm going to talk about this Game Pass thing. And then from there, we can spend a few minutes talking about whatever. With Game Pass, the reason why I put Game Pass in here, because it's already a success. You have to think about it. Every time a game comes out, every time Microsoft launches one of their bullshit ass games, they always offer a deal on Game Pass, 1 month for $1, 2 months for $2 or something like that. How many people do you think jumps up and get a Game Pass membership when they offer those kind of deals? There's 90 million PlayStations out there, 95, 96 million PlayStations out there. I bet you out of those 90 million PlayStations that's out there, I would probably say at least 15, 20 million of them probably own Xboxes as well. So whenever Microsoft puts Game Pass on sale for $1, I'm willing to bet you at least 10 million people probably sign up for Game Pass long enough to check out whatever the new game is, and then cancel. So with that being said, so okay, so now Crackdown 3 is out and they offering Game Pass for $1. Even though everybody's already talking about how trash the game is and shit like that, people are going to sign up for Game Pass just to take a look at this bullshit. With that being said, Microsoft probably go just off that 1 month alone for the spike in Game Pass sales. They probably going to pick up another 10, 15, 20 million dollars. Then you offer the shit for 2 months. Yeah, that's, that's in my opinion, that's anywhere from 10 to 20, 25 million dollars in extra revenue just on getting people to try the shit out for 1 month. So with that being said, Game Pass is a success in my eyes because every time they offer those $1 deals, they tap into the PlayStation user base, because I know some PlayStation people will probably go back and sign up for Game Pass just to at least take a look at the game, even though they know the game is going to be garbage. You can see State of Decay was going to be garbage, but people signed up for Game Pass just so they could take a look at it. Even before the game came out, everybody was already saying, I'll just get Game Pass for a month, try it out, and then cancel it. Shit. Just that alone, Microsoft probably made 10, 15 million off of that, just off of people saying that shit. So Microsoft's so transparent, people starting to see patterns. Spartan guy, you said pick a side, PlayStation or Xbox. That's you're gonna get obvious. You're gonna get obvious answers. Spartan God. Congratulations on moving into a new house. Uncompetitive. I see you said you packed up your stuff to get ready to move into a new house. Cool. Congratulations there, sir. Shit. I think that Tomb Raider game that just with the Game Pass, I'm sure when that game with the Game Pass, if they were offering any kind of Game Pass deals, then I'm sure there was a spike in memberships. Just that alone. So and even though I think even though Gears, each iteration of Gears gets less and less impressive, I'm pretty sure that when Gears 5 comes out, there's probably going to be a massive spike in Game Pass memberships. To some people, they may not They may not spend. They might feel the Gears 5 is not worth $60, but a bunch of people are definitely going to feel like it's worth $1 or $2. So with that being said, I don't really got anything else. Let me go to N4G real quick. Maybe something worth talking about for a split second. Oh my God! You see this? Shit, here's a couple of headlines on N4G. The first headline says Bethesda bans Fallout 76 player with more than 900 hours playtime for having too much ammo. You have got to be kidding me. For having too much ammo? You said, Spartan God, you making your circle smaller? You're in it in RD. All right. Appreciate it, definitely. It said Microsoft will say 500 million bullets were fired in Gears 5. Yeah, of course they will. It's uncompetitive. You said, thank Jesus for keeping all the original boxes. Where did I see that at? I think right here, the quartering. Just a minute. Let me look at this real quick. Fallout 76 now free with $5 purchase, but totally not free to play. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out. OBJ the Don, what is up, man? Hey, that was a really good podcast you had earlier today, man. I echo that sentiment, man, that I wish you would do more live podcasts. I absolutely like that, but I understand your position that you more rather, watch content than to, than to be doing it, because I'm just as much a viewer as I am a content creator. Fallout 76 should be trying to keep whatever base they have. I'm telling you, I think all this shit that Bethesda is doing is like, I think they setting everybody up for Elder Scrolls, because I think this last Elder Scrolls is, well, I said last because I think it's going to be the last. I think this next Elder Scrolls is going to come up might be Bethesda's last fuck you for the road before they close their doors. Because they doing fuck shit after fuck shit after fuck shit. You cannot expect your user base to grow doing the kind of shit that they doing. And you have to resort to giving the game away for free, giving the game away with an order of McDonald's fries or whatever methods they trying to sell, get the game out there. When you have to resort to shit like that, that tells you that the game ain't going to sell shit. I mean, they might as well just go ahead and stop the bullshit and make the game a free-to-play game. Yeah, the Spartan God, Elder Scrolls 6 will be the last. And I think Elder Scrolls 6 will be Bethesda's last fuck you for the road before they get on out of here. Because if Bethesda going to end up closing their doors, they know it right now as we speak. It ain't something that they're going to find out next year or something like that. They already know if they're going to close their doors. They already know, and they already making plans for it right now. Midori, what's going on? And then the other headline I saw on N4G, it says Microsoft seems to have no interest in VR. Next Xbox may not have it, says developer. Well, Well, Microsoft not getting involved in VR. Well, if they're not gonna get in VR, if they're not gonna get involved in VR, fine. But but I wonder if they're gonna dick tease people again and act like they're gonna go ahead and get involved in it. Because that's what they did with the Xbox One X. OBJ, you said the Xbox One X Fallout bundle is the only one for $400. You wonder why? Maybe because it'll fuck your Xbox One X up when you put that shit in there. Sick Humor says Anthem reviews look terrible out there. Yeah, I heard the thing is sitting on a 62 right now. Damn, Al Matador, you said $350? You sure? $350 for the Xbox One X? Donovan the Gamer, have you heard that Nintendo might have a VR headset might be coming this year using the Nintendo Labo? Are you referring to them maybe like the VR headset be some damn cardboard shit you put together and like tape a pair of glasses to it? I hope it ain't no bullshit like that. But if Nintendo going to go ahead and get into the VR scene and the shit can work, then I'm fine with that, because the more people get involved in VR, the better chance it has to survive. Because if Sony decides to get out of the VR genre, I can't say that VR has a stable future. I think VR is just now like scratching the mainstream surface because of Sony. If Sony hadn't got involved in VR, the shit would be virtually non-existent. Sick, you said I'm not bashing it. I'm not going to defend or combat the reviews either. Hey, it is what it is, because I've been the first. I've said it on many of occasions. I love Mafia 3. I love Lincoln Clay. And that game got bashed because they said the shit was like super repetitive. I didn't care. I love that game. You said Cyberpunk VR would be dope. Yeah, it would. Donovan the Gamer, VR is here to say Sony did a great job with PSVR this generation, and you're going to see it get crazier next generation. Exactly. I cannot wait until next generation. You said Cyberpunk VR would be dope. Yeah, it would. It would, Ryu. Let's check out any more headlines on N4G. New Shenmue 3 screenshots shows Landy. More coming soon. All right, so maybe Ryu gonna have that final showdown with Landy, which is what I'm waiting for. Oh, you know what the fuck? Hey, what the? You know something that just dawned on me. I bought my PC and got the code for the Division 2. It's a pre-order code. I wonder if that gives me access to the beta. Donovan the Gamer, are you going to get the Doom VR game? It's on sale for $15 right now. I've actually tried it before, and I never got further than the tutorial with that Doom VR. And right now, it's kind of hard for me to want to play it because of my disdain for Bethesda. I had Skyrim VR, but I gave it to Craig when I sent him that when I sent them a PlayStation VR. Players United. So when is the next Creed VR fight? It could be tonight. Once I get done with this podcast, if I'm not too tired, I'll do it. But I think one thing I've been finding out lately, I haven't been able to make it to the gym the way I should over these last couple of weeks. I've still been getting to the gym, but not 3-4 times a week the way I want to. I think I'm starting to find out now that these energy drinks that I'm drinking at work, that once I get home and the shit wears off, I think it's causing me to crash. Because it's almost like yesterday, I got out, I did 10 hours. I got out of work. I came home, closed my eyes. Next thing you know, I woke up. It was 3 a.m. Nothing. Got up, took a piss, went right back to bed, slept for about another hour to get ready for work. So this is something that's got to be addressed. Yeah, same here. Jamal King can't wait to fight Landy and Shenmue 3. Absolutely. Garuda Legends, the original Shenmue that was on the Dreamcast, that game was ahead of its time. See here, Anthem PC review, 7 out of 10. So I don't even need to read. I don't even need to read it. Hey, but I do want to see that Division 2 on my PC though. So I think that's gonna do it for me. I think that's all I got. Damn. Been on here almost hour and a half. Lost Soul Aside got a release date yet? I have no idea. Yeah, but I think that's gonna do it for me. So I definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in. I definitely wanted to talk about this Scalebound thing while it was still a hot subject, and I definitely wanted to talk about Sony focusing more on multiplayer games for the PS5, which I think is fine. But I think I think the biggest purpose behind that is to try to sell more PlayStation Plus memberships, the same way Microsoft does, where you can't play any shit online without a Xbox Live membership. So don't call me Danny. Have a good one. Same to you too, my friend. Thanks a lot. Jay Fields, good podcast. Hey, thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate it. Lincoln, what's your favorite game for this generation? Oh boy. See, questions like that is hard for me to answer that because I can't answer that with one game. I'd have to break it down in categories. Support gaming. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. See, okay, like if you want me to break that down, Ryu Hayabusa, good stream. Thanks a lot. And J Dog, hey, what's up? What's going on with you, J Dog? So to get back to answering that question for support gaming, okay, favorite VR game, Firewall. Favorite single player game, that is a really, really tough one right there. Because Spider-Man, God of War, and Detroit Become Human are all masterpieces. I'm not done with Spider-Man, but Detroit Become Human was a great story. Some three great stories that had you riveted, had you invested. And God of War, the bond that Kratos was forming with Atreus, is a great game too. So single player game, favorite game, that's a tough one. Multiplayer game, for this generation, favorite multiplayer game, maybe GT Sport, maybe MLB The Show. Favorite flat screen first person shooter, it's probably all of them probably going to be the Battlefields. I love Battlefield 4. I love Battlefield 1. I love Battlefield, I love Battlefield 5. I think Battlefield 5 is a good game. It's just, a shame that all that bullshit had to come up surrounding the game. But I think Battlefield 5 is a great game. I also like Battlefield Hardline too. I pretty much Star Wars Battlefront too. I pretty much like all those games. It's just that, it's just too bad that EA is a fucked up company. But I like all those games. So I really can't answer that question with one game support. Players United, you said you think you want to see Lincoln Clay knock out King Thrash Gaming. I don't think you're going to see that. And the truth of the matter is, I think Thrash just not into VR, and I think that's why you're not going to see it. Stardust, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Hey, whoa! I just thought about something. Speaking of that, what is today? Oh, today's Tuesday. The fight was supposed to happen between Diver and Sick Humor on Creed yesterday, and we didn't see it. That's the fight that everybody should that's the fight everybody should be wanting to see, is Diver versus Sick Humor. I think Donovan the Gamer, you think oh, you couldn't do it, man? Sick, y'all got to make that fight happen. You and Diver, y'all got to make that fight happen. Oh, you got to set up your game room? Well, you got to make it happen, Sick, because we got to see it. I think a fight between you and Diver will be much more entertaining than the fight that I had with him. Okay, you said once I set up my game room and we have room to actually move around, we getting it. All right, for sure. We waiting for it. The world awaits. You predict Diver will get knocked out? I'm gonna put it this way, Impatient Fire. I think whoever practices more is going to win that fight. When I fought Sick, he was not totally familiar with the controls. In the case of Diver, he was generally familiar with the controls, but not intricately like me. He wasn't that deep into the controls like me. But Diver did do better than I thought. So with that being said, if they were to fight right now, I hate to admit it, I would have to pick Diver, because he might be playing the game a little bit where Sick hasn't played it in a while. But I think if Sick practices and gets familiar with the game again, then I think he can beat Diver. But that's why I think a fight with Diver, Sick fighting Diver, would be much more entertaining, because it'd be kind of hard to predict who's gonna win. Everybody and their mama knew I was gonna beat Diver. Even those who was acting like they was betting on Diver, they knew goddamn well he was gonna get knocked out. Same thing with Thrash. I mean, I ain't trying to talk that shit, but if Thrash got in the ring with me, the majority of everybody in this chat is going to pick me to win. But if I go jump into Tekken with Thrash, probably about 99% of y'all go pick Thrash to beat me, because he don't fuck me up. I've not beaten Thrash yet. I've come close to beating him once or twice, but I've never beaten him. As far as that goes, Titanfall Princess, I think I only beat her once or twice in Tekken. All them other times she whooped my ass. So it's Sick. You said you going with street rules? All right. You going with them? If you go with them street rules, so you knock him down, the round ain't over. If he gets back up, y'all continue fighting from there. And the fight just keep going till somebody don't get up. It's some damn bare knuckle, bare knuckle shit. So, all right, y'all. I hung around longer than I said I was. I said I was gonna go ahead and get on out of here, but I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here, y'all. I definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in. Give it a like. And I'm not gonna make any promises about whether I'll do a Creed stream or not. If I doze off and I wake up too late, then no. But I mean, I did 10 hours today, and I do need to lay down for a minute. I really do. But I'm gonna try to set this alarm clock and get back up in about an hour and try to do a stream. So hopefully I won't. You know what I mean? But I'll do my best. I'll do my best to get a Creed stream in the night. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to playing Tekken 7 too, Jamal King, definitely. All right, Reclaimer, we'll catch you later. And Players United, you said once I get familiar with Creed, I'll box you. All right, players, we'll do it. We can do this. Go ahead, get your practice in, and then give me a holler when you're ready. But with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna get on out of here. Thanks for watching, y'all. Y'all give it a like, and I will holler at y'all later. And make sure y'all tune into the round table tonight, because I'll be there. Yeah, you'll probably hear me and Diver talk shit and fuck that motherfucker and all that good shit. And I'll catch y'all on the round table tonight too. So I will holler at y'all later. Peace out, everybody.